This is a brief intro into using tinkercad. Once you open up the program, you're going to end up with these basic shapes down the edge. So if I get the rectangle and I drag it in, you'll see the points on the side. If you drag them, it will stretch it. If you hold the shift key, you can scale it and it will keep the proportion. The rotate tool, if you click on the inside one, it jumps. You can hold the shift key, 45, horizontal, vertical, you can do that. But if you click and hold and go up to the top one, you can rotate it a little more subtly. Moving around in the window, if you've got a mouse, you can use the scroll wheel and everything. I've got a trackpad on a laptop, so I think use a scroll wheel to zoom in and out. I can just pull on the trackpad. If I use two fingers on the trackpad, I can spin around. I think it's a right click or a left click. You hold on the mouse and turn it, or you can use the control button on a Mac. So it's the key commands that are going to move this around. You can change the colors. You can zoom in here a bit, moving things around. The thing that's good here is you can move around the space, but you have an option here down the bottom where you can click it and it takes it into a different view. So if I go top and then I click around the side, the back, it's a good way to work so that you can see how things are going. So with this one here, I'm going to hold the shift key and I'm just going to move it back. And what I can do is I can duplicate this. So if I go Command D, I can't remember what the function is up here to find it, but Command or Control D makes a duplicate. It's in exactly the same space. So I can see it here. So I'm moving it. And if I just zoom in on it a little bit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate it, and I might just come back into the main view for a second just so I can kind of drag this out and move it, just making it a wee bit bigger all around. Okay, and this I'm going to rotate it. I'll use the subtle one. Move it into a position here. And what I can do is you'll see that every box you click on comes up with various things up the top. So if I click on this, there's an option here to make it a whole. So it makes it kind of invisible. Nothing happens until I shift click on the other object and I join them. And then what it does is it knocks this hole out of the shape. I'll just check and make sure that that's okay. You can see it didn't work because I bumped it out of position somehow. Not sure how that happened, but I'll move it back, zoom back in, spin around, okay, move it back over, and this is probably where I can jump into the orthographic view here and go, okay, move it down and across to get what I want. Now I select both of them, group them, and you can see it cuts it, it bevels it as soon as it's grouped. So I can squish it and scale it. So this I'm kind of making like a little bit of a robotic foot, or trying to. You'll find under these options as well that there's things, characters, creatures, vehicles, all sorts of bits and pieces that you can play with. Hardware. What's under hardware? All sorts of little bits and pieces. So in this case, I'm going to go back to vehicles and machines, and I'm going to grab a wheel, drag it on here, and I can do all the normal stuff. So shift, so getting this, and then shift to keep it to that angle, hold the shift key, and I can scale it down, and I can move it over here. So I can see if I move it in there, it's about right. Sticks up a wee bit. So I will take it down a wee bit, and I can check all this by going back to the orthographic view, top, right, and I can see it here. Click that again so it's dead straight, and I can move this, move it up slightly so it's right on there, and then I can spin it round so I'm looking at the back. Command D to duplicate it, and I can put the other wheel over. I can grab all of this and move it up so it's on the ground plane, and spinning it back around, I can see what's happening. So this idea of kind of grouping things together, I can change the color if I want, and just keep adding. So I'm going to go back to basic shapes, and I'll just keep messing with it. So things like text, I'll put some text on here, and I'll give it a name. I'll just say Corp. Maybe I'll do it all caps. I can change it to sans serif. The height, you can see I can take the height up and down. I can scale it nice and small. Maybe I'll bring the height up a little bit. The next thing I'm going to show you is you have things like mirror, group, ungroup, alignment and stuff. You have this magnet tool. If I click on it and I get this dot, when I go over a surface, it will stick to the surface. So if I come in and have a look, it's on the same angle. So in this case, I'm going to drop it down a little. I can make it a hole, and I know that if I shift, group it with the rest of it, it's going to knock this out like a little hole. Okay, and let's click on this, and I'll take it back to a grey shape so you can see what's happening. So you can kind of build up and and use all these features to play with. That's a very kind of basic intro to it, but it's enough to kind of get you going. So remember, when you have other shapes, you bring them in, get them how you want them, rotate them. This one, again, I'm going to bring it in so I know it's right on the top there. Going to rotate it, scale it slightly, move it around, and I know in this case, scale it up so it's a bit taller, is I can shift, click on both of those things, and group them, and you can see it's all going to become the one color because I grouped it. I can come back in here, add little bits on here, and just keep building up and building up. There's another one. We'll make a little thing here. I'll make it skinnier. Just move it over a bit. Move that down, and again magnetize it. And I should be able to get this, and again hook it onto the side, give it the same color, or make it slightly darker this time. Move it in a bit. You can see up here, ungroup, and it gives you key commands as well as to what they are. Okay. So one group. Oh, it looks like I missed a wheel before. So if I drag around everything and group it, yeah, cool. Okay, so I've got the wheels and everything on there now.